It has been close to 10 years since the ALZ-113 virus outbreak swept across the world. While the majority of humans perished, the population of apes flourished and expanded. A series of news reports is depicted, featuring footage of increasing human conflicts that have further added to the state of disorder. Caesar, the leader of the apes, perches on the trees alongside his fellow simians. Koba, his lieutenant, maintains vigilance and promptly notifies Caesar upon the arrival of a herd of stampeding deer in the forest. The apes swiftly give chase, successfully capturing a portion of the herd. In the midst of the hunt, Caesar's son, Blue Eyes, pursues a deer but is suddenly attacked by a wild bear. Blue Eyes sustains a chest injury from the bear's claws, prompting Caesar to rush to his aid. With his spear, Koba intervenes and brings down the bear. Caesar expresses gratitude to Koba for his assistance. The apes make their way back to their sanctuary located in the Muir Woods. Within this haven, they have built their dwellings and even established an educational system under the guidance of Maurice, Caesar's trusted orangutan companion. Caesar heads towards his own abode to attend to his ailing wife, Cornelia. In a heartfelt moment, she gives birth to a newborn ape. Caesar then brings Blue Eyes forward to introduce him to his new sibling. Subsequently, Caesar seeks out Maurice, expressing his astonishment at the immense progress they have achieved as a collective throughout the years. Curiously, Maurice inquires if Caesar still contemplates humans, to which Caesar candidly confesses that he occasionally does. While Blue Eyes and his companion Ash, who is Rocket's son, stroll through the woods, they unexpectedly come across a human named Carver. Carver reacts defensively and brandishes his firearm, ultimately firing a shot that strikes Ash. The sound of the gunshot immediately grabs the attention of both the apes and the group of humans accompanying Carver, led by a man named Malcolm. The apes swiftly sprint through the forest, converging on the humans to confront them. Caesar takes charge and demands that the humans depart. In the chaos, Malcolm's son, Alexander, inadvertently drops his bag and is compelled to leave it behind. After their encounter in the woods, Malcolm and the humans make their way back to their base in San Francisco, where they report to their leader, Dreyfus, about the group of apes and Caesar's remarkable ability to communicate. The humans have a crucial objective in mind: to gain control of a nearby dam and activate it, thereby ensuring a limited power supply for their community for a brief period. Meanwhile, Caesar gathers his 8 brethren and, mounted on horses, leads them into the city to confront the humans directly. Caesar addresses the humans, emphasizing the apes' desire for peace, but also their determination to defend themselves if necessary. In a gesture of goodwill, the apes return Alex's bag to him. Caesar sternly warns the humans to never return to their sanctuary, establishing a clear boundary between the two factions. Dreyfus communicates with the humans, stirring them up and intensifying their mistrust towards the apes and their anger regarding the situation. Subsequently, he engages in a conversation with Malcolm. Malcolm expresses his belief that given sufficient time, he can persuade the apes to allow him to reach the dam and remove the obstruction in order to restore power generation. Dreyfus agrees to this proposition and grants Malcolm a 3-day time frame to accomplish the mission. Malcolm makes preparations to venture out alongside a small group of humans. When his wife Ellie, who works as a nurse, offers to accompany him, he initially prefers for her to remain at home with Alex. However, Alex overhears their discussion and decides to join his father regardless. Malcolm and his group journey back to the forest, leaving him to enter the sanctuary alone. Unfortunately, he gets captured by guerrillas and brought before Caesar. Malcolm assures Caesar that he poses no threat and simply desires to reach the dam. To validate his intentions, he shows Caesar and the other apes the power facility. Impressed, Caesar permits Malcolm to proceed with the task, but not before the humans surrender their firearms. The apes dismantle the guns. Koba, on the other hand, approaches Caesar and reveals his distrust towards humans, stemming from his traumatic experiences in the Genesis laboratories, which have left him scarred. Koba also seems disapproving of Caesar's compassion for the humans. Nevertheless, Caesar perceives this situation as an opportunity to establish peace with the humans. The humans establish a camp in the forest. Foster, one of the humans, points out that the apes possess a strength stemming from their ability to adapt to their environment, eliminating their reliance on power, unlike humans. This observation is made during a conversation involving Malcolm and Ellie, both of whom have experienced personal losses due to the virus. Meanwhile, Caesar and the other apes prepare for another hunting expedition, but they notice Koba's absence. Unbeknownst to them, Koba has ventured into the city with 2 other apes. There, they stumble upon the humans within their compound, armed with firearms, thus revealing their arsenal that can be used against the apes. Koba encounters 2 men and attempts to mimic a playful chimp by blowing raspberries and hooting. However, the men still perceive him as a threat and order him to leave. Departing with a snarl on his face, Koba expresses his displeasure with the encounter. Malcolm, Carver, and Foster collaborate at the dam to eliminate the blockage. They succeed in dislodging it, but Carver sustains a leg injury in the process. They return to the camp, where Ellie attends to Carver's wound. During this time, some apes, including Caesar, visit the camp. Caesar's young son approaches the humans, captivating Ellie and Alex, who find him incredibly endearing. However, Carver is less receptive. When the young ape approaches a box containing a gun, Carver instinctively reacts, seizing the weapon and pointing it at the apes. Enraged, Caesar swiftly disarms Carver, striking him with the gun. Malcolm intervenes to calm Caesar, who hurls the weapon into the river. He commands the humans to leave. Nevertheless, Malcolm and Ellie discover Caesar attending to his ailing and feeble wife, Cornelia. Ellie offers their antibiotics to assist her. In response, Caesar grants them 1 day to remain and provide aid to his spouse. Foster forcefully escorts Carver back to the truck, confining him and securing the vehicle. The humans make their way back to the dam to complete their task. Koba returns to the scene after warning the other apes about the humans' weapons stash and nearly attacks Alex. However, Malcolm shields him from harm, and Maurice steps in to defend the humans. In a fit of anger, Koba confronts Caesar, accusing him of favoring the humans over their own kind. Fueled by rage, Caesar launches a brutal assault on Koba, pummeling his face. Eventually, Caesar decides not to kill him, and Koba extends his hand, seeking forgiveness. Caesar accepts the gesture. Meanwhile, Koba heads back to the humans' compound, where he encounters the same 2 men sharing a drink. Once again, Koba plays up his amusing chimp persona, entertaining the men. They offer him the bottle to drink from, but he spits it out. Seizing the opportunity while their attention is diverted, Koba seizes one of their rifles and kills both men. He takes the rifle and later finds Carver sitting in the van. Koba pulls him out through the window and brutally beats him to death. As night falls, Malcolm and his group successfully reactivate the generator, and the camp is filled with music. Caesar leads Malcolm and the others to a higher vantage point, where they witness the city lights illuminating. Additionally, Cornelia's health has improved, providing a glimmer of hope. However, the tranquility is abruptly shattered when Koba emerges, armed with the rifle. Only Caesar catches sight of him a few moments before Koba pulls the trigger. Caesar is struck and falls from the tree to the ground, gravely injured. Koba hastily retreats, leaving behind the rifle and Carver's cap, which is discovered by Blue Eyes, Caesar's son. Maurice instructs Malcolm, Ellie, and Alex to flee while the other apes become agitated and unsettled. Koba successfully manipulates them into believing that humans have killed Caesar. He gathers all the male apes and leads them on a charge into the city, while Malcolm and his family are left with no choice but to hide and seek refuge. The humans revel in their restored power, celebrating and dancing with joy. Amidst the festivities, Dreyfus withdraws to his private quarters, seeking solace in his iPad, where he views pictures of his wife and 2 sons, who were lost to the virus. Overwhelmed by grief, he breaks down into tears upon seeing their images. He then proceeds to the control room, where another individual attempts to establish radio contact. However, their activities are abruptly interrupted when Koba and his army storm into the compound, launching an assault on the humans. Dreyfus swiftly mobilizes a group of armed men to defend the gates, ready to open fire on the advancing apes. Determined to repel the attack, he seizes a rocket launcher and manages to hit several targets, inflicting casualties among the apes. However, Koba and his forces charge through the gates, breaking down the human defenses and breaching their barricades. As the sun rises, Koba and his followers have taken numerous humans as prisoners, subjecting them to the experience of being confined. Among the captives, they encounter 2 humans, one of whom attempts to resist by swinging a post at the apes. Koba snatches the post from him and commands Ash to use it against the man. However, Ash displays compassion and argues that Caesar would not approve of such brutality. Enraged by Ash's defiance, Koba seizes him and hurls him off a balcony, resulting in his death. Meanwhile, Malcolm and his family locate Caesar, who is alive but weakened from his injuries. They transport him to his former human upbringing place, where they commence treating his wounds. In the midst of their efforts, the sound of apes running through the city can be heard, now armed with the weapons confiscated from the humans. The apes who resisted Koba's leadership have been confined to a bus. Blue Eyes encounters Maurice, who advises him to prioritize his own safety and well-being. Blue Eyes discovers Caesar's former home and encounters Malcolm. Initially, he points his gun at Malcolm, but he finds himself unable to pull the trigger. Malcolm assures him that Caesar is still alive, leading Blue Eyes to reunite with his father. Upon seeing the bullet wound inflicted on Caesar, Blue Eyes growls at the humans, but Caesar explains that Koba was responsible for the injury. Blue Eyes informs Caesar that his mother and brother are currently safe. However, he reveals that Koba is amassing more followers due to their fear, and he mourns the loss of Ash, who was killed by Koba. During the night, Caesar goes to the attic and discovers an old camera containing a video of himself as a young chimp, being taught by his human owner, Will Rodman. Malcolm joins him and inquires about the person in the video. Caesar responds by acknowledging that Will was a good man, just like Malcolm. Maurice and the other confined apes manage to escape from the bus, liberating the captive humans in the process. They locate Caesar and inform him about Koba's scheme to persuade the female apes and the young ones, including Cornelia and their newborn, to join his cause. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, they unite with Malcolm and embark on a mission to thwart Koba's plans. Together, they set out to confront and stop Koba from executing his dangerous intentions. Koba and his followers have gathered at the top of a tower, while Dreyfus and 2 other men have established contact with the military and rigged the tower with explosive C4 devices to eliminate the apes. As Caesar and his comrades make their way to confront Koba, Malcolm encounters Dreyfus and the men. Realizing the catastrophic consequences of a war with the apes, Malcolm aims his rifle to dissuade them and implores them to reconsider their course of action. However, Dreyfus remains resolute, convinced that he is on the verge of saving humanity. Seizing the detonator, Dreyfus triggers an explosion that engulfs the tower, resulting in the deaths of himself, the 2 men, and any apes within the structure. Malcolm narrowly escapes the blast.
Dreyfus, no!
At the pinnacle of the tower, Caesar confronts Koba face-to-face, with Koba still wielding his rifle. Koba attempts to rally the apes once again, asserting that their collective strength lies in unity. A fierce battle ensues between Caesar and his former ally, while the other apes stand firmly in support of Caesar. Amidst the chaos, Koba retrieves his gun and starts firing at the apes. Reacting swiftly, Caesar lunges at Koba, tackling him and sending him hanging perilously from a ledge. Looking down at Koba, who desperately clings to his life, Caesar raises Koba's arm. In a tense moment, Koba utters the words, "Ape not kill ape." Meeting his gaze with conviction, Caesar replies, "You are not ape." With that, he releases his grip on Koba, allowing him to plummet to his demise.
Not ape.
The liberated and surviving apes, including Caesar's family, ascend the tower to regroup as a unified collective. Malcolm ascends the tower, seeking to locate Caesar and deliver a crucial warning about the impending arrival of military reinforcements that could endanger his family and trigger a full-blown war. Caesar acknowledges that an ape has already initiated the conflict, recognizing the gravity of the situation. He instructs Malcolm to prioritize the safety of his own family, understanding the need for their protection. The two friends acknowledge their deep bond, yet also acknowledge that the opportunity for peace has been irretrievably lost. Malcolm quietly slips away, leaving Caesar to preside over the gathered apes, who bow down to him once more, symbolizing their unwavering allegiance and respect. The end. Thank you for watching this movie recap. I hope you enjoyed it and gained a better understanding of the plot. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more movie recaps and other content. Your support helps us continue to create great videos like this one. Thank you again, and we'll see you at the next one.